Well, congratulations on your film, Blursday. It's going to be a screening at the Los Angeles Latino International Film Festival tomorrow at the world famous TCL Chinese Theater in Hollywood. Before we get into that, here at Bionic Buzz, we are all about people's passion. I want to know where your passion to be a filmmaker kind of came from. A certain movie, a certain performance, or something that was just natural for you as a child.
No, when I was in Mexico City studying communications, and communication was too broad, and I really want to make movies. So I say, what can I do? So I came here to Los Angeles to study at the USC Film School. From there, I started making movies, documentaries, commercials, and I'm finally at right now. I'm just focusing my career on films.
Gotcha. Well, films, obviously Blur's Day. This was shot during the pandemic. Most people when the shutdown happened, everyone didn't want to be creative. You jump on and come up with this. Like I guess it's a hybrid production, right? You did over Zoom, and some of it was in person, and I think it was in different parts around the world, even.
Right. We create this story that is it was at the beginning. It was the story of one couple that a lot of things happens to them. With my co-writer Selena Martinez, we decide to the script usually divides in 3 acts. So at some point we said, oh, you know what? This is happening all over the world. What about having 3 different couples from 3 different parts of the world? So I jumped on that idea. We started developing the story. We went into production. I start casting like in sites like in Facebook, there is Asians in Hollywood. So I put my post there and say, well, let's see what happened. Then by that time, we have all the time in the world that you are sitting in front of the computer and you say, okay, let's go for it and see what happened. There's a couple that respond to the call, and this was crazy because this project has bringing super cool people around. They
Uh-huh.
were not only actors living together in the pandemic, but they also were producers and directors. So I was like, oh, this is the perfect person. So they put together a crew, and we start shooting with them. We start here in Los Angeles at 7 p.m. and end up at 7 a.m. Because they are 15 hours ahead of us. So
Wow.
yeah, the whole experience directed through Zoom, it was an amazing experience. Not only because
I bet.
at some point we decided not to do it only on Zoom, because Zoom has 1080 quality and we want to go to 4K quality, because at the end
Hmm.
of the road, I want to sell this movie to platforms like Netflix or Amazon. By the way, I'm looking for distribution if somebody knows. But anyway, so we decided that we have to bring the quality, to 4K. So we rent cameras around the place, and then we start shooting in a way that the film is the how do you say it, the cinematic language of the film.
Uh-huh.
Like all the computer cameras were on all the time, and we were using phones as well when you are communicating with people. And these people, they put security cameras because they start getting panicking, because at some point everybody thought that the foreigners were going to come and invade your place. So
Wow.
between those 3 points of view, we are telling the whole story.
That's amazing. Wow, very cool. Well, I mean, you said it was a great experience through the Zoom, but I assume it must have been some challenges directing over Zoom via, in person, as you probably have done as a filmmaker in the past, though. Like, what was the challenges that you faced?
Well, the technological challenge a lot, because sometimes it worked, sometimes no. At some point, we didn't know how to connect the real camera to the Zoom. The DP was in Mexico City. His name is Eduardo Flores. I was here in Los Angeles. These guys were in Asia. So it was like a combination of international crew, super cool at the same time, because it was like
Yeah.
an amazing. But the most challenge was to create a tone of acting, because you have 3 schools of different actors. You have Asians, you have Latinos, and you have North Americans. So how
Hmm.
can you put them all together? What is funny in Asia is not funny in Latin America, or or a dramatic scene in North America is not the same thing as Latin American. So
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even think about that. Wow.
that was a huge challenge, and fortunately, I have six amazing actors that they did a great job.
hmm so what subjects do you like the characters? Obviously the pandemic, but you said there was something else where like they're paranoid that people are coming after them. Like, what was like the story about these couples?
Well, through the whole arc, what the subjects matter that we touch is gun control at some point, because the same thing that everybody started buying toilet paper, they also bought guns.
Yeah, and big numbers of guns of what sales went up during the pandemic. That's right.
I was really in shock of that, and I wanted to include that in the story. And also home violence, also, people start getting really violent and why they were like that. And once
Yeah, domestic violence went up during the shutdown too. So
domestic violence, because this story is about a guy who moves into this girl's apartment and says, okay, let's spend a couple of months with the pandemic, and also it was a year. So the
yeah,
domestic,
little did we know how long it was gonna last.
exactly. So we start exploring the human behavior. So this movie, it's about the first 100 days of the
hmm
pandemic, a time capsule. And that's the reason why I was so motivated to capture it.
Yeah, I like the time capsule idea because it really does capture what we went through, and that's a beauty of the art of film. It really can live on forever. We can look at this and see it. That's amazing. So
I-
very
And it
cool. So
shows you
you
that,
said, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry, it just shows you that we cannot behold human beings. We always want to tell stories, and we want to
hmm
tell, your neighbor or your friend what happened. So this film is about that. This is what happened to human beings, during the first 100 days of pandemic.
I love it. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it's a screening at the Los Angeles Latino International Film Festival. Do you have anything else coming up, like where it's gonna be screening, or any other projects I'll talk about?
Well, that one for us is super important to be screening at this amazing festival, which is a festival that I love,
hmm
and and to screen your film on the big screen at the Chinese theater is like,
It's a
like the
dream
big,
come true. Yeah.
as a filmmaker, you are like, oh yeah, I made it. But hopefully, you guys join us. It's gonna be this Saturday at 4 o'clock. Watch the film on the big screen. It's gonna be an amazing experience. And also, I have some other projects in the pipe. Also,
hmm
always with character-driven stories. Always social justice included there, because
Very
I
cool.
that you can change the world with filmmaking.
Oh, absolutely. That's the beauty of the art form of it. It really gets people thinking in their minds to greater good. So I love that.
Yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, you can buy tickets at LALIFF.org for the film festival. Are you on social media by any chance so we can follow your journey going forward?
Instagram, search Guerrero. You can
Mhm.
follow me. Facebook also, Sergio Guerrero Garzafox. And yeah, definitely the site's also Blursday official, and Blursday the movie. So please follow us, and support independent filmmaking, please.
Absolutely. And if anyone out there knows distribution, now you know how to contact them. So,
Exactly, exactly.
well, thank you so much for taking your time to talk to me and keep up the amazing work. All right.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you for supporting independent filmmaking. I really appreciate it.